How's it going, everybody? Thank you for coming back. I do really appreciate it. Today we're going to be looking at actually building the Dyson Sphere or some of the nodes and stuff. And how we're going to do that is a little bit of builds that we need to do. We've done most of it. I've caught us up. We're in a good place. We've just kind of changed things up a little bit here. What we've got is where there's a box, it signifies the end of the line. So I kind of basically walked backwards down the line, saw where I no longer needed to pull it to machinery and just pulled it this side and put it into a little storage box. This is easier for me to just walk down and grab anything. And it's a nice way just to kind of keep some excess just in case of emergencies. We are in a decent way. I think the only thing left to build in this little menu here, one of them we're going to do today. One of them is going to be these little rockets. We don't have anywhere where these are currently being built, and the warp drives and the green matrix cubes. That's the only three things that we currently don't have built out of this. We don't have these guys either, the two logistics things, but I'm not too fussed about that. I can build them as and when I please. So today I'm going to build some assemblers. I'm going to get these little carrier rockets up. I already have the rocket building built, and we've already started a couple of Dyson swarms, so these are pretty funky. We currently don't have anything spinning around number one, the default one, but you saw the other day that I put in number two, which is a close one, and I tried number three. The reason being, I was intrigued that obviously when we went in a different location to the sun, these guns don't shoot, so I was wondering if we changed the orbital path of the whole swarm, whether or not they'd continue to fire if they could reach it. Turns out no, they won't, so there you go. I've also got another cannon that's on just the other side sort of the planet, and we're in a good situation. The only thing I didn't realize is just exactly how much hydrogen we'd end up using to this point, and now I'm at this point where I've started to need it. I don't really have anything, so we've started to use it and use it all up. Anyway, in order to build these rockets, we need an assembler, and we need these things here. Now, hopefully I've pulled the belts out, so we are looking good. So it's literally going to be the same setup that it always has been. It's actually worked for us, and it's worked kind of well for us. So I don't know, make of that what you will. I don't really mind. But what I was thinking about doing with the rockets, as they are pretty much end of the line, I'm going to send them back probably in here if it's something that they can be done, and then I'm going to ship them down towards the pole, and then we're going to run from the pole basically. So see if we can do that. It would be nice. See what these build speed at. They build at 10 a minute. That's not too bad. Some stuff builds at 7.5, so 10 a minute I can live with actually. That's pretty cool. And then what we're saying is we're going to bring it all the way out here, and then we're going to bring it across. We're going to plug it into this hopefully. Where are you? There you are. Right, so then what we're saying is over here, this thing, if it's got any room, it does. It's got one more space left. So we're going to ask this for these, and then we're also going to basically try and find a nice location to pump them out, which is probably actually just going to be a little bit more this way. And then we've got this. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. Can we load this up directly? Is it a conveyor belt thing, or is it a... Okay, so it's a claw grabby thing. So we're going to have to position that in a little bit of a better place so that we can actually run it along a line potentially and be able to access it, I think. Somewhere, can't see the build line. Just put that there. Then hopefully this is going to be easy enough to go into here. Might not be. We'll see what happens. Boom and boom. Good. Quick little power pole. Connect it all up to the goodies. And here we go. Cool, right. So now we've just got to see what's going on down the bottom. Is it getting anything? No, because the conveyor isn't finished being built. That'll have a problem. And there we go, that'll get us. Awesome. And then we've got some in transit, which is just fantastic. Puts us exactly right where we need to be. Now, as for this old Dyson Sphere thing, I'm not entirely sure what it's all about, not gonna lie. Here comes our little drone carrying it all, in it goes. And then what, it's just gonna load it in. Okay, cool. So as for this, I'm not entirely sure what it's all about, but I'm guessing it's this Dyson shell thing, right? So if we go up here, we've got it on, we've got the geometric grid up. We're just going to make a building plan. So I would imagine we need these node things. So how far around can we go? Too far apart there. Okay, so let's kind of go so we get two in there. So at the minute, it looks like we can only just kind of build around, right? Is that a rocket? So those things are going to swing around casually. Ooh, I like that. That's awesome. So this is now generating us a little bit of electricity, and it really is a little bit, but that's nuts. So I'm intrigued by this whole Dyson Sphere thing. As you can see, the cannons are occasionally shooting out at it, and they are doing what we want to do, but as for what happens in here, this is all new to me. Honestly, I have no idea. God knows what's going on. It's gone about our lack of hydrogen. So what we can do is, say we want to see why this is building so slow. It's got no computer chips. We'll upgrade what we can when we can with all this stuff as well. They're currently doing 30 a minute, and if we upgrade them, they do 45 a minute. That's pretty good. That'll be helpful. But we're looking for some hydrogen. So for that, we're going to go to our local, I don't know what you call it, I'd say a moon, this thing. And hopefully we can set up an orbiter thing, because we can't land here, can we? Because this is like a gas. But I have got one of these things. Should be near the equator now. Where are you? There we go. Ooh, awesome.
You have built an orbital collector, which can collect the resources of this gas giant automatically. The logistics vessel will come to pick up the cargo as long as you set these resources as interstellar demand at other sites. Furthermore, to maintain the collector working, the collected resources will be transferred to energy in the first place.
Okay, so I'm guessing we've got to keep some of the hydrogen there then, and that'll do everything we need to do. What's this fire ice? What can fire ice do? Never seen that stuff before. So without doing that, that's going to be good for us. We could potentially build a couple more of them looking at it. But if we can get back home, this way? Looking at, there we go. Just look for which direction the stuff's getting shot from. Right, so it's going to be a little bit weird because it is a little bit tight. This wants to be accepting hydrogen if he can. Put a couple of ships in here. So basically that hydrogen is going to come out of here and it runs down this conveyor belt underneath and around and everything else into the hydrogen tanks that are really low, and then it gets split from those hydrogen tanks everywhere. So one will come through here and one will come through to the red storage so that we're getting those red blocks that we need, and then it's all in here and away we go. There's quite a few things obviously that we need to balance out, but I just wanted to see if the system would work, and I guess other than getting it balanced, it does work. Maybe won't do when we try and balance it out. Maybe that'll be where the problem arises, but in this situation, in this current circumstances, this is sort of where we wanted it to be, and all it's just a case of is trying to get some of these bad boys, and for that we need to do a lot of processors, and the processors are running short anyway of silicon. I moved all of my plate production and magnet production. So you remember the little planet that we had set up where we kind of use it for power and iron ore? Well, I'm using that to basically run in magnets, steels and copper plates. Maybe it's the space that's around it. It just feels like it works so much better having that stuff produced elsewhere and then shipping it over. So I think that's potentially the way forward for bigger stuff. Yes, okay. In order to upgrade the stress system, we need to go and get us some green blocks now. So in order to make green matrix cubes, we need lenses, which we've got, and we need those blue quantum chips, which should be here. I can just pull it right here. So if we go green lenses and blue quantum chips, it is a researchy thingy. So what we want to do is bring that in, and we want to bring that in, but we are going to be asking these to do greens, so hopefully that'll get us somewhere there. Okay, come on, now we're cooking. Surely we're cooking good. So that'll get us going fine and dandy. Now the only issue that we've got is actually it's just a power thing. The biggest problem that we have got is a power issue. We are literally drinking ourselves dry with the lack of power. It's not as bad as it could be anyway. It could be a lot worse, so it is salvageable while we're here. We're just going to have a lot of power generation. We already look like we're in the right area. We're in the blue, as it were. So power is on the right side. As long as we stay on the good side of the sun, we are going to be getting good power, and that's going to help us pump through. The big problem that we've been having is oil. There seems to be a little bit now, but oil's been something that's been difficult to manage. To be fair, as is most things. But we should be able to spit out everything that we need now. 9.5 megawatts. That's interesting. Total of 47.1 megawatts. We'll get there. We will get there. So this is going to be a very, very interesting build. Crap, I didn't realise these are only kicking out 5 a minute. I thought they were a lot more than that. That's going to slow things down a little bit. Genuinely thought they were a lot more than what they are. Just when it felt like we were getting production underway, it throws that kind of curveball at you. Never mind, never mind. But hopefully that'll help that out. But we do need to get some green cubes. That's going to be the tricky thing, because we haven't actually put them anywhere. We've also never had any hydrogen come down here, so I'm intrigued to know what's going on with that. So I'm going to go and find out what the deal is. It is on the remote supply. No idea. Maybe it had to wait for a hole for storage. Ooh. So as long as we keep the fire ice there, that'll be interesting for us. Fire ice is good for graphene. Just wanted the hydrogen, which it does do. Oh. Look, hydrogen comes from fire ice. Okay. So somewhere out here in the deep darks of the ocean, maybe here, I read that one of these will produce one of those. Okay, so what I'm thinking, if I can line this up, so this is here. I'll be sort of careful where I put it. So I'll come all the way back down to this land. Then we need to build another logistics. It's going to be logistics everywhere. It's going to be crazy. So here's what the thought process is here. So we're going to get a chemicals plant, and we're going to do it, well, when there's a surface to do it. We're going to plunk that out there, right? And then what we're going to have is that sorter out that way is going to be that. And then we're going to have two lines here. One coming in and one going out. And the one going out is going to be hydrogen. And then obviously you want the one going in to be stuff going in. And then that is going to be that, if that's what I'm led to believe. I'm just going to nick a couple of ships from this because we don't need these all in here. Alright, so now we should be able to build. So the hope is that we can put this down, output the fire ice, and then we're going to get hydrogen coming in, and that's going to supply. Okay, as slowly as it does it, we should be able to just pump it out. First deliveries have arrived. What's the sort of time on it? That's super quick. That is super quick. And that's awesomely helpful. Because obviously that's just going to join this line, run around, and please work. Now we do got some more graphite going in. I completely forgot that this thing was going to store it all up. Completely forgot about that. Never mind. But that should be filling this up, which is then in turn going to fill this up. Local demand. There we go. So it's going to pull some from over there. Bada-bum, bada-bum. But that has helped us with our graphene anyway. Which in turn should help us with everything else that we're trying to do. So we are building some sort of thing here. Slowly the pieces are going in by the looks of it. Which is good. It's just going to take its time, which I don't really mind. Because we are pumping out a real small amount of rockets as it is. But I'm glad I finally have an idea what the heck to do with this thing. Or at least I hope I do anyway. It is going to take a while, like I say, while we just get the balance right of all the materials and stuff going on. Once we've got something that's going to build us those warp drives as well, that'll be even better because we can then start going further afield, and I'll hopefully do that next episode so we can start exploring beyond our current solar system. So that'll be really nice. Quite intrigued by that one. See what happens. No idea. But anyway, guys, I appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. Thanks very much for dropping by. I hope to see you again next time. Like I say, we will be warping to other worlds to see what is out there because we are going to be starting to run out of resources pretty soon. But we are getting on the way to building our Dyson Sphere. We are getting some power back. Not quite enough, but it'll be good for us. Hope to see you again next time. Thank you very much for dropping by. Don't forget to smash that like button. And yeah, honestly, thank you. Cheers.